Right guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm talking about my predictions for the NBA next season. Now, as you can probably see, I don't have a face cam right now, mainly because in the UK right now it's 40 degrees Celsius. But I'm doing it in like my bathroom, mainly because it's so hot, and I'm literally sitting on the floor and it's boiling. So that's why I don't have a face cam right now. Right guys, if you are watching this video, yeah, the video quality for this is not usually this bad. I would like to just say thank you for watching if you have clicked on this video. This isn't a bad video in my opinion, it's still interesting topics. I'm just dying in 38 to 40 degree Celsius heat right now. I usually do have a face cam and I usually do have pretty good lighting, so if you want to stick around for that, I would really appreciate a subscribe to the channel. This means a lot to me and I'm working really hard to make it fun for everyone watching and for myself as well. I'm having a great time doing it. Just recently it's been boiling here, so I'm trying my best and I hope the video is coming out decent quality. If you do like it, like the video please, thank you. But today I just wanted to make my early NBA predictions, just because it's something that I can show the tier list and everything I'm doing on that, so it's a lot easier to do without a face cam. I'm going to start off with the teams that have no chance in my opinion. That's the Spurs, because they want a tank and I kind of know they're not going to do anything. New York, I just don't think they have the team to do anything next season whatsoever. They make weird deals and it never really seems to go that well. Brooklyn are just an absolute mess, you know, just an absolute mess, and I struggle to see what even team they're going to have next season. I'm struggling to see what starting lineup that team is going to have. The Rockets, a good young team, but again, a good young team, nothing more really than that. The Sacramento Kings have some good young players. I just don't see them playing at the level where they're going to get a championship, which is quite obvious in my opinion. Next we've got OKC, who I also think are just not going to do anything in my opinion. Just a good young team again. Same kind of thing with the Magic. I just don't see them doing that well over a long period. My favourite out of all the young teams though is the Pistons. This team is amazing and it's going to be one of the best teams to watch in the NBA next season. How fun it is going to be to watch this team, and I honestly can't wait to watch them. It's going to be honestly a great time watching the Pistons. Pistons are one of my favourite teams in the NBA, so I'm really excited to see them. They've only got Bradley Beal, so the Washington Wizards again, no real chance for me. The Pacers, a similar situation with the Wizards, just not a good enough team, and the Trailblazers as well, mainly because I just don't see how their team's gonna do anything significant whatsoever. It's just hard for me to say that they're gonna do anything when their only real good player is Damian Lillard, and obviously I know they have good players around him, but it seems like a team that struggles with success, especially when Dame is like not in his prime anymore. Right, so these are all teams which I think aren't going to do anything in the upcoming season. I think they're probably going to just be out of even the play-in. Some of them might make the play-in, it's possible, but these are the teams which I don't see even going for a title, in my opinion. It's kind of like a build-in season for a lot of these teams, or I just don't think their roster is good enough to perform at the level needed to compete for an NBA title. Now, underdogs, I've gone for the Jazz just because they've got Donovan Mitchell still there, so I think it's possible that he could do something still. It's not out of the realms of possibility that he can do something with that team, especially with all the role players which they acquired from that trade. I think it is possible, unlikely, but and then you've got the Hornets, who they probably should be in no chance as well, but I think their team is fun to watch and exciting. If they can get a good centre in who performs at the level he should do, this team could easily perform better than last season, and it's a good team, and it's just whether they'll be successful, which they could not even be in the play-in next season, but I think they will be. The Bulls, obviously they've re-signed Zach LaVine. They've got an amazing team, it's whether they can all stay fit. You got Lonzo, you got DeMar DeRozan, and you've got obviously Zach LaVine. It's just whether they can stay fit. I also worry about their size. Obviously, Vooch isn't that big of a centre. He's a good player, but not a big centre that could really take them far. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong there, Bulls fans, but I think you're not going to do anything really next season. I would be happy personally if you got the playoffs, in my opinion. I don't think you can really ask for much more, but it's debatable whether you even get the playoffs, but it's in the weaker conference, so it's possible that they could. Cavaliers, I actually think, are going to be better than them next season, mainly because of their young team and how they progressed last season. I think as long as they can all stay healthy and perform at a consistent level, this team could easily be in the playoffs next season. It's a great team, and same with the Toronto Raptors, who I think are just a bit better than them. They both are kind of similar in they have young teams and good players, so I think those two are kind of on a level playing field, but I think both of them are really good. They're underdogs, obviously, because I don't see them winning a lot of games consistently with the team they have. Obviously, then you've got the Lakers, who, when you've got LeBron James, you're always a team that can win the NBA title. I had to put them in underdogs because I don't think they're almost contenders, because they don't have the role players around them. But LeBron in a playoff series can carry you. We've seen this in many teams before where LeBron can carry a team. So I wouldn't be surprised if he carried another team to a championship. It is very unlikely with Russell Westbrook and AD always being injured, but it is possible, you know. It's not out of the realms of possibility that he could do this. The Pelicans, I really like the Pelicans. They have a great young team, and obviously if Zion can stay healthy, this team could easily get into the playoffs. The West is a hard league to fight in, though, in my opinion. It makes it quite difficult to do what they want to do, but I really like the Pelicans, and I think they're going to have a lot of success next season, especially if they can keep their whole team fit. Moving on next, we do have the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks obviously got Murray, and they've got Trae Young. A great core of a team right there. It's just whether Trae Young will be able to perform off ball as well as on ball, so we'll need to see, and that's kind of something which we'll have to see without the regular season. But again, this is just a prediction, guys. It's just for a bit of fun, you know. I'm just sat here in the 38-degree heat, and I'm dying. It's awful. I'm sorry if this video is awful, but I need to produce videos, otherwise I just will stop. So I'm going to keep going. Got the Grizzlies, who I really like. I just think they're going to have a down season next season. Not a down season, just not as good a season as they had last season, mainly because a young team, they were running off adrenaline in my opinion, and I think that they might just not be able to sustain that for as long a periods as they did last season anyway. And then you got the 76ers, who, if James Harden performs the way he should do, and he has done in his career previously, with Joel Embiid, a MVP candidate, this team could easily do a lot in the playoffs. I just don't see them playing that well together. Like, I just don't see James Harden being at the level necessary for them to challenge for a title. It just doesn't work for me, and that's just an opinion. You can disagree with that if you would like. Denver, quite simple, mainly because they have the reigning two-time MVP, and if their team stays fit, this team is a monster of a team and could easily win a title. That's why I put them in almost, because if they can keep this team fit, they are a contender. That's just facts. When you've got the two-time reigning MVP, you can win a title, I promise you. As long as their team stays fit, it could be wraps for the league if they can get their team fit. The Mavs, when you've got Luka, they just need to build the team around him a bit more. You know what? I'm even saying Denver has a better chance than them now. The Mavs, obviously, they have Luka, just not the real team around him to contend. But Luka can carry you just like other big players can, like Jokic can. And other players like LeBron can carry them. Luka can carry these teams in playoff situations. It's just whether they can make it to the playoffs again. It's a great team, but the West is getting really strong, and it's being really hard to compete in the West recently. The Timberwolves are mainly doing this to be kind, because they've just traded away their whole future essentially for Rudy Gobert, who kind of goes anonymous in the playoffs. But he's a great player, obviously, and with that core of Ant, Cat, and then Rudy Gobert, it's a great core. Just we haven't seen Rudy Gobert really perform in the playoffs to the degree that he does help teams in the regular season. But that's done for the almost contenders. Now we're moving on to the teams which I think are definitely going to contend for the title next season. So we've got the Miami Heat, who I can't really say the Miami Heat and the Phoenix Suns, who had the two best, who were the best teams in their conferences respectively last season. I can't say that they're not contenders anymore. They are, and it's just a fact that they are going to be there next season. Have put them at the bottom of this tier, but they are still there. I've put the Clippers. I've put them this low because if they keep their team fit, they could easily be the best team in the whole of the NBA and easily win a title, and that is not it isn't out of the realms of possibility that they could easily win a title. And I don't think that this team will stay fit that's the reason why I've put them below the Celtics, coming in next. Yes, I'll put the Celtics third. If you have seen one of my previous videos, you'll understand my reasoning for why. But I really love the Celtics. I think they're going to stay a lot more fit than the Clippers. I think that it's possible for the Celtics to get back to the NBA Finals. It's just whether other teams get injuries or the Celtics mesh better than I think they will. But when the Bucks and the Golden State Warriors are fit, those two are the best two teams in the NBA, in my opinion. Now, you've got the Bucks coming up next, who I think are going to be in the NBA Finals next season if their team can stay relatively fit, that is. Mainly because they could have easily beaten the Celtics in that last series if they had Chris Middleton. And I know that's a sticking point for that series and it kind of goes against my team. But I have to agree that if they had Chris Middleton, that would add a new dynamic to that situation. Although then we didn't have Rob properly, so it's swings and roundabouts, and playoff basketball is a lot about injuries and who is fit at that specific time. Moving on to the Golden State Warriors. Now, the Golden State Warriors, in my opinion, are just going to be NBA champions. Again, they have that great mixture of youth and experience, which I've talked about so many times on this channel. If you're bored of hearing it, please subscribe. You'll love it here. But they have that youth and experience which meshes extremely well together to make an amazing team. It's just whether Steph, Clay, Draymond can all stay fit and perform at the level they have been for years, and I don't doubt that they will. This team is one of the greatest teams in NBA history, and that's why I can't back against them winning the NBA title again. That is the main reason why I put them as champions in this tier list. Again, that is the end of the video, guys. It's boiling 38 degrees. I know I've said this before, but I'm literally falling asleep. It's so hot. If you have liked this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate that so much. I'm sorry for this video being bad quality. I've really tried to up the content a lot more. But I really do appreciate everyone for watching, and it means a lot to me if you could subscribe to the channel. And thank you so much for watching.